Thank you. Ah, yeah, how lovely it would be to walk into a room and be applauded every time. So I was actually asked just to do this by Alex about 2 weeks ago. I had a very similar idea as well, and I thought, hey, wouldn't it be great to maybe do some sort of competition where people can come up and pitch in front of people? And so I sort of thought about it, and I invited 3 people turned up. And then Alex said, hey, I'm also doing this very similar gig, check it out. And I looked at it and went, yeah, that sort of wiped the floor with me. So maybe I could get involved with that. So here I am. Anyway, welcome to Get in the Ring. It's basically, as you can see, a boxing ring. And the idea is that it's a competition held over about 100 countries worldwide. And the idea is that people come into the ring and pitch against each other. Each sort of battle lasts about 5 rounds, and I'll get into that a little bit later on. Now, for the time being, I'd just like to also say a big thank you, obviously, to the factory for providing this space for us this evening and putting up this awesome boxing ring, and also our partners Ernest and Young as well, who are this evening. Including, I would also like to give a warm welcome as well, and a big thank you, first of all, to our selection jury, who basically held a competition here for most of the day and managed to weed out the very best 6 competitors for this evening. The jury are, I've got a name here, they were Katarina Nagyov from Beta Pitch, Fabian Leipelt from West Tech Ventures, Christian Solic, the pitch doctor, and Yatan Blumenthal-Vargas from Accelerator. So a warm hand to those for working out the best accelerators and founders for this evening. Thank you. On top of that, we've got a selection of awesome judges here today who will be judging the competitors. Our first judge is Nicholas Samios from a German startup group. Mila Kramer from Project A, who's sat there. Nelly Capretz from Impact Hub Berlin. And Thorsten and Kamal from EY Startups. And also Christoph Solic as well. So another warm welcome for them. They will be our judges for this evening. Thanks. Okay, moving on. So basically, I'm going to give a brief explanation of how the battle works. So there will be 3 battles. Each battle will be followed. 3 battles, and there will be 1 final battle as well. Each battle the contestant will have a chance to basically spend a 1-minute introduction, and then followed by 30 seconds, so they can talk about their team, their achievements, their business models. And then finally a last freestyle 30-second where they can talk about anything they want in the last 30 seconds. So after that round, what we'll do is we'll hand it over to our judges, and they will obviously be able to ask some questions to our contenders. We are going to have to keep it to about 8 minutes. And then we'll also give some question opportunities to the audience as well, but only 2, because we'd like to keep a good pace, because after all, it's a fight. So I hope you're all clear on this, and I'd like to ask everyone, are they ready? No. Come on, are you ready? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. Right, so we're going to invite our first contender up. He is from Polyjammer. Can we please get him up here? Thank you very much. Okay, and also can we please have our second contender from Collates? Thank you. Big warm round of applause. Oh, is that for me? Thank you.
No, actually not.
Oh, okay.
Unless you want my spreadsheet.
Okay, no, it's all right. You go ahead. Okay, so I hope you understand the rules.
Nope.
Do you have a microphone?
All right. You want me to have a microphone?
Yeah, if you like.
So first we do the 1-minute introduction.
Do I need sunglasses?
Whoa.
Only if you brought sunglasses.
I do.
Yeah, you can wear sunglasses if you want to wrap it out. Okay.
I'm calling off on my own.
All right, cool. So we'll start with 1 minute each. I'm going to time it, and also Alex is going to time it as well. And then after that, we'll go 30 seconds each side, okay? So let's start off then. So we'll start off with, from Polygammer, because you look...
Okay, thank you very much.
You look ready. And when you're ready, go.
No, cut this off. I make my own music. So Polygammer is the most intuitive instrument ever invented. And I'm gonna talk to you about what we're gonna do. Basically, anybody can create music, even you, and you can do it collaboratively or long distance or live in the moment with friends by synchronizing devices over Bluetooth. And it's basically the most fun and intuitive way to just play music with your friends, and you don't need to be any musician or know anything about music. You can just tap the screen. I don't even know what I'm doing. Basically, you make music like that very simply. So we want to basically be, let's say, the Instagram of music creation, or maybe the Minecraft of music creation, creating a community, creating a subculture.
Okay, stop. Thank you very much. Okay, so I'm going to hand it over now to Chaz. Thank you. Okay, Chaz, whenever you're ready.
Hard act to follow. Hi, I'm Chaz. I'm from Calais in the UK. First and foremost, we are sports people. We are skiers, we're mountain bikers, we are unicyclists as well, bizarrely. We love to record and we love to share and we love to video all of our activities. The technology, GoPros, are amazing, but the way that we share that content is absolutely terrible. It is a constant disappointment to us. So from our frustration, we have developed Collate. It is an end-to-end platform that allows users to automatically store all of that footage and share just the good bits with all of their friends and family and anyone else they want to share it with.
Okay, thank you, Chaz. Okay, so this seems pretty complicated. So let's hear a little bit about the team behind this.
All right. Time me, bro. Time me.
Go.
Here we go. Now.
We got a CTO that doesn't know defeat. He never stops coding, he's debugging in his sleep. Our CFO, she's not a first-time founder. She raised over $100 million before I found her. And me, my name is God. I'm not a businessman, but I got 10,000 fans from Tel Aviv to Japan. We got a crazy product that'll make you go, damn, and I can rock a pitch like no one else can.
Okay, thank you. Wow. Wow. That is impressive. That's the first time I've seen someone rap a pitch. I'm sure most of you have never seen that before. So moving on, let's hear a little bit about your team.
Okay, there are two founders, myself, my technical co-founder. I've got a background as a product designer for Dyson, management consultant at IBM. He has led global teams, award-winning teams in digital design, startups around the world. We have two advisory board members who are technical and management, and combined we have nearly 60 years of experience. So we're old enough and ugly enough to know how to get the job done.
Thank you very much. Okay, we might get another rap then. Do you want to tell us a bit about your achievements, what you accomplished so far?
We finished the accelerator program last summer at GTech. Everywhere we showcase, we get bad respect. We got 60 beta testers and 30% retention over 3 months with daily usage. And did I mention that we won 2 pitch competitions so far? But now we're in the ring, so I'm raising up the bar. And our biggest achievement that we're most proud of, we're about to launch the MVP. And it's a product that we love, and it's amazing, and you should try it.
Wow, thank you.
Where's the drop mic?
Okay, then over to you on achievements.
Okay, well, we don't believe in ever being in stealth mode. 4 weeks we had a prototype out. Hey, easy you. 4 weeks we had a prototype out in front of our users. The first thing they said to us was, I will use it even though it's shit. That's what we decided was the way we should go. We're about to launch our MVP next week, but it's not bare. It's end-to-end. It's got the full mobile, the full desktop, and the full online, and it's already got over 9.8 million bits of data in the thing from just 2 months of developing it.
Wow, great. Interesting, very interesting. Okay, now we're going to move on to the third round, and we're going to talk about the business model and a little bit about the market. So hit it.
The market. So we're gonna start off as a totally free product and gain some traction. Support and build a community with live and local action. When we grow bigger, we will keep some basic functions free, but for special pro features, we're gonna charge a monthly fee. That's the B2C model, but we're also B2B. Licensing our music engine to third-party companies. We can service education and also rehabilitation. Yes, we're gonna make some cash when we take over every nation.
Woo! Very bold statements, very bold statements. Okay, moving on. Let's talk about the market a bit.
Somebody said to me earlier, sounds like a pretty small market. 12.4 million GoPros sold last year, rising 60% in 3 years. Strava, the premier thing for tracking all of your sports, is going to be increasing 40% in 1 year. That's where we're going. So we generate revenue very similar way. We charge a subscription model for features and storage. We also advertise targetedly to the viewers. At the moment, people are spending between 5 and 15 to 20 minutes on each reel.
Okay, I'm going to have to stop you there, but thank you. All right, so... Okay.
I have to go a cappella. All right.
Okay, you ready to talk about your financials and your proposition
Sure.
a little bit?
Give me a
Yeah.
freestyle.
So we project to have 10 million installs by 2020. With 10 million euro revenue, we will keep growing steady. And that's only the B2C model, and I hope you realize that we got about 20 other ideas of how to monetize. We're looking for seed investment of 250K. That would take us to a full launch, and then we raise Series A. All the money goes to developing a fucking amazing product. And if you want to co-invest, there's room for one more contract. So hook us up later.
Thank you. Yeah, wow. You've obviously come well prepared, very well prepared. Okay, whenever you're ready, off you go.
Okay, so I'll answer one question. How are we going to win? We're going to win because all of the other big players, GoPro, Garmin, they're all locked to their solutions. They can't get away from it. We've started from scratch and reimagined the whole interface to video. That means that we can give them a whole new experience, and with our social platform, we can actually bring people in and do a thing that no one else can. Money can only make you do more of what we're doing, and we're covering all of the end-to-end. We just need to keep doing it. That's all we need.
Okay, thank you very much. Great, okay, so we've got two very promising startups battling against each other. Now it's your opportunity and chance to go for a freestyle, which I'm sure you're very good at. And whenever you're ready... You've been freestyling the whole thing.
Basically.
He's been freestyling the whole thing. Right, whenever you're ready, you have 30 seconds.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is crucial. I am actually a man on a mission. I want to turn everyone in the world, also you, into a musician. Now you can even create and share some funky beats, and you can play with your friends and family at home or in the street. It's a funky little app that we call Polyjammer. It's a new musical language where you don't need no grammar. It's so easy to use, you can jam with your grandma. And I would show you how it goes later. Now it's a slammer.
Oh, wait.
We're
Thank you
going
very
to
much.
give it a demo later after the show.
Okay, thanks. Very cool. Okay, 30 seconds whenever you're ready.
Okay, normally you hear all of the spin that people give you. I've got a viral X, I've got a sticky marketing Y. The problem with most platforms is generating initial content and initial users. We've got a way to go back into the past, generate content from what people have already done. We haven't told anyone about our sign up, but on Tuesday, a guy signed up. He added 45,000 miles of routes to the system in one go. One person, one go. That's how we're going to win this.
Wow, very positive, very positive. Thanks.
This guy.
That's comradeship. Okay, so we're going to hand it over now to our panel of judges. Have you got a microphone down there? Yep.
You've got to wrap the answers to
You've
them.
got to
Alright,
wrap
I'm
the
gonna try
answers
and
to.
rhyme.
This is where you freestyle it now.
All right.
Okay, so we've got 8 minutes. So hopefully we'll try and divide that up between all 5 of you or 6 of you even. So let's start with Chaz then. So any questions from your end? The mic's there, and if you want to pass it around, I'll time it from now.
Kunal, do you want to start or should I? Okay, main question regarding is what exactly is the business model again? Because I just understood like automated like storage and sharing of footage. What
Yeah.
exactly does that mean? How do you...
So
you know?
how do we actually generate revenue?
Yeah.
We there's a free package, so you can store a certain amount, and then when you get to a certain storage limit and you want new features, then you subscribe to the service. So it's a standard subscription model, very similar to Strava or Dropbox or any of that. We also generate revenue from targeted advertising because we know exactly what the user is looking at and why they've come there and who they're related to.
Okay.
Okay, sorry for pushing more, but I still don't really get it. Like, what's the difference to Dropbox and what's separating? What's your USP actually in this case? Because I mean, is it like a website where you upload stuff, and what is the functionality
We've completely reimagined the whole way that you interact with footage. So imagine that you're on your YouTube, you click go, you click fast forward, that's it. With us, you can actually click on the map and it takes you to that piece of footage where it was taken. You find the fastest point on the route, you find the highest point on the route, you find a point where the person crashed. You can click on it right then, you can discover more and you can interact differently. That's the main difference. It's not about the storage is a byproduct.
Okay.
Okay, do we have any other more questions? Christoph, do you want me to take that down? Or if you want to pass it along. Yep.
What happens if YouTube says we can also put markers on specific places, or we can like add a little line down there where we see what happens in the video? Could they do that, or is your interface so different that it's a whole different experience?
It is a whole different experience. Yeah, you need that background to the data. You need to have collected it, and you need to interact with it in the correct way. And that's not something that YouTube can do. In fact, we know because we tried to build it on YouTube first, and it didn't work.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. Do we have any other more questions? Yep.
So you assume that the users will come to your site to watch the content, or is it just syndicated again back to YouTube and stuff?
No, we want to bring them onto the site because we can control it with a better interface. We can give them a better user experience. And crucially, we then have a social platform. So one of our users on day one, we said, we'll build you a Facebook integration. He said, don't bother. My mum's on Facebook and she likes everything I do. I want to be somewhere where my peers and other sports people are. So that's what we do, is we build that social community for them. And then we use that as an analytics engine to find out what is interesting footage.
Okay, thank you. Any further questions at the moment? Yep.
Is it just going to be action sports, or is there something beyond it where you say it could also be applied to other markets?
So our beachhead market is action sports because that's what we know and that's what we love. Tangent markets we do have, particularly around things like dash cams. That's very popular and that's something we can convert this to. The long term is this could be a plug-in to other applications to allow you to view it with this new type of interface.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. If there are no more questions from the judges, I'm going to hand over a couple of questions from our audience members. So if any of you guys have got any questions, please raise your hand and I will try and run over and you can get the mic off me if you like. However, if there are no questions, I'm also willing to start to go into the judging round once we've obviously heard from Polyjam. So let's go over to Polyjam. Questions from the judges, please.
So hi, thanks for the pitch. I have a question. So what's your geographic target market? Because you said on B2B side you plan to monetize on rehabilitation and education, and I think this is really hard to sell in Germany, for example. So what's your target market?
Well, first of all, our focus is, first of all, to get the users and the consumers, which would be, we start with Germany, Berlin, of course, to get core users that are high school students and just people generally that are really enthusiastic about creating music, then they don't have this ability. But my point was that there's so many avenues that we can cooperate with hardware speaker manufacturers, with education. There are already programs of music education for creating electronic music on the computer. So having something like this that's much more intuitive for younger students, that would be very attractive. And also for rehabilitation, it doesn't necessarily have to be a big monetization stream, but it's something good to do. And it would help the brand, it would help everyone.
Okay, and one more question. Who developed the product?
So the music engine is, I've invented about 2.5 years ago, or something like this. And we have a co-founder, Roy Werner, which is doing the iOS. Super hardworking guy, doesn't sleep, coding in his sleep.
Great, thanks.
Okay, thanks. Any other questions?
Why did you start developing this app? Like, how did you come about it?
Thank you very much. So actually, I always had music in my head growing up, but I never had it in my fingers. So I just gave up. I didn't manage to study a guitar or piano. But at some point I realized, you can make music with computers. And the moment I realized that, I never stopped, and I've been a music producer and performer for 16 years ever since. But I was always missing a live, intuitive way to express my music in my head straight out of my fingers. So I had to invent my own ways. And I've been working with joysticks and different controllers, every gadget that I can take, trying to create music with it. And this is the best solution that I found for myself. And I use it on stage for over 1.5 years. It's a big part of my setup, and I want to offer it for everybody so they can play together and feel what it's like to make music.
If you compare your product to Music Maker Jam, I guess you know that. So what's kind of the difference in your approach?
Huge difference. Music Maker Jam is kind of like a remixing app. They provide you 300 loops that you can match in between, and I like this loop with that loop, and this loop with that loop, but you're not creating any original content from yourself. You're only working with ready-made audio and manipulating that. And what we do is an intuitive instrument that you actually create your own patterns. That's one thing. And secondly, the most important, it's fun to play with. There, it's all menus. You go to one channel, you go to a menu, you select something, you listen. It's like a left brain activity, in a certain way. You mix and match things, but here you're in flow. When people use this, they can close their eyes. They can listen to the music. They can get used to the interface very quickly. We use the whole screen. There's no words or letters here. It's an instrument. There is a kind of a gimmicky way to create a mashup of different loops.
Quick question also from my side. You're not only a good musician, but I think you're a good entertainer, so compliment. Who does this music belong to? So if somebody created a nice beat, who owns it?
You mean as licensing? Who owns the copyright on the music?
Yeah, so if I create it with my nice finger gestures, nice music.
Well, I think this is a big advantage for us because also we can work with musicians that can create content for the platform, but the melody belongs to no one, right? So you created something, it was in that moment, you shared it with a friend through an online collaboration, or you just listen to it right now. It doesn't matter at that point who it belongs to. If we can control the content that's being generated, there's possibilities to create revenue from that as well. But there's just so much music in the world for free and for cheap that we want to make something that's like an open source way for people to collaborate on music. So it belongs to you.
Yeah, cool product. I'm a little bit of a musician myself, so really dig that. One thing that I doubt a little is that you will be able to sell it as a B2C subscription model because it's such a fun tool, actually. I think there might be more opportunities in just, generating huge user base and then maybe do some, like advertisement stuff or so. I doubt a little that people will be, willing to pay for that.
Thank you very much for your question. So I will clarify.
You're prepared for that, right?
So what our ambition is to create the app as free as possible. So all the features that you want, that the average person would want, you have. All the other competitions, the big players like Smule, they block the users at every point. They just want money, money, money. We want to give content for free and all the features for free. But for the hardcore users, we would have certain features, for example, like file export to the computer, or expanding the library of sound you can contain at a certain moment. So for people, and we've talked to like students, production students at SAE. I don't know if you know this biggest music production school in the world, and they're very excited about it. So also, like 3-year-old kids can play it, and professional musicians, there can be a total utility for them. Because I've been using that also, and it was very valuable production and performance tool. So there's lots of ways to generate money from actual customers.
Okay, thanks. No further questions from the judges then. It's you guys. You get the opportunity to ask a couple of questions for Polyjam, if you do have any. If not, we can also go back to Colette as well, if you have any further questions. Okay, right. Well, now it gets interesting. So we're going to have to vote it out between the two.
When are we going to actually fight? Is it part of the program?
Do we have any novelty boxing gloves? No? No? All right, okay.
I'm a lover, not a fighter. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
That's
you are sweating.
That's nice. Okay. So we're going to hand it over to the judges. What we're going to do is basically stand here in the middle. And basically, we're going to ask you to give a raise of hands for Polyjam. And then I will ask you to give a raise of hands for Colette. And we will have our winner, ladies and gentlemen. So, first of all, I'd like a raise of hands from all 6 of you. Or should we go individually? Would that make it more interesting? No, let's do it all together. All right, on the count of 3, a raise of hands for Polyjam, please. Okay, 4. Right, well, it looks like we have a winner already. So thank you very much, Polyjam. Cool, thank you. Thank you, Chaz. Just final words from yourself.
Like what? What do you mean? Is that a question?
Do you have anything else to say from
I'm serious. Maybe that's what I want to say, that I look funny and everything, but I'm very serious about what we're doing, and this is serious business. You can ask Marika, also a co-founder. Say hi.
Okay, thank you. Give it up for Polyjam and Colette. Thanks. Okay, so for our next contestant, we've got B2B Pay. Where's B2B Pay? Please, warm welcome for B2B Pay. Thank you. What's your name?
Neil.
Neil.
CEO. Thanks.
You're the CEO. Thank you, Neil. And also, can we also have Pack Help, please, as well, from us, Pack Help. Thank you, Pack Help. Nice to meet you. Cool. Yeah. One for you. And one for you. Okay, so by now, sorry, what was your name as well? Do you want to introduce yourself?
So my name is Wojtek, but I know it's hard to pronounce, so let's stick to John as I previously described. Okay.
Okay, thanks, John. All right, so by now you roughly know the deal, what you've got to do. We're going to start with Pack Help, I think.
Awesome.
All right.
Let's do this.
You've got 1 minute to give us an introduction about your company. Off you go.
Are there any e-commerce store owners here, actually? No, but you probably all know someone who knows the e-commerce store, right? So what you probably don't know is that if you really want a custom printed packaging for your shipment, it's really hard actually to get them. So what we did with PackUp, we invented actually an online platform that enables you to quickly design and order packaging, custom branded packaging. You do it all in a web browser. It takes you no more than 15 minutes to do that. And I just wanted to give you some of the samples. There are my business cards inside. I came here to network, so feel free to take one. Could you just pass it? Okay. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. Yep, keep it short and sweet. Thanks. Okay, so now we're going to hand it over to B2B Pay. Off you go.
Thank you. Hey guys, Neil from B2B Pay. The problem we are solving is about the millions of small exporters to Europe. This is the Brazilian coffee manufacturer who you drink coffee from. This is the clothes you wear from the manufacturer who comes from Bangladesh. This is your Mercedes-Benz, where the parts are probably made in China or in Ukraine. Millions of these small suppliers send goods to Europe every year. But when it comes to getting paid, they lose nearly 20% of their profit margin on currency conversion and international payment fees, simply from the customers in Europe sending the payment back to their home country. Think about it, 20% profit just for getting paid. We are B2B Pay, and we have a small, simple solution for all these small manufacturers from all over the world. We provide these small manufacturers with a virtual bank account in Europe with their own IBAN. Now, they can collect payment in Europe from 35 European countries for free. When it comes to sending the money back to their home country, we save them nearly 80% on currency conversion and international payment fees.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, that was very, very concise. Very concise. Thanks a lot. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about your team behind Pack Help then.
Great. So we're actually a team of 6 co-founders. So my name is John, as I told you. It's not. Anyway, so there are 6 of us. I'm responsible, of course, for running the business side of the company. I have an awesome sales manager, Maciek, who's here with me. I have my business partner responsible for production called Maciek. And we have an awesome development team that's working on an everyday basis on our software. And of course, although we are a B2B company, we stick a lot to the marketing. So I have an awesome co-founder, Konrad, who's responsible for marketing. And we have both worked for startups here in Warsaw, in London, actually.
Thank you very much. Okay, cool. 6. That's quite a number. All right, good.
6.
Hey guys, we are an international team to solve an international problem. We come from 6 different countries, speak 16 different languages, and we have amazing talent. We have a co-founder of Couchsurfing. We have people who have worked for some of the largest social networks in Europe. I have worked for over 10 years for multinationals and startups in 6 different countries. And most importantly, we have some of the best developers that money can find. And actually, it's not about the money. They love our product, and they join us.
Okay, great. Thanks. That's brilliant. All right, so let's talk about a little bit about the traction or achievements as well. So you've got 30 seconds.
Traction, a business model, right? Traction.
Traction or achievements, whichever one you want to talk about.
Okay, so I don't have to say anything. We just actually, after 10 months, we actually sold 150,000 boxes. We have 500 customers around Europe, actually, although we are actually only a month, actually a month ago, we just started actually shipping our products to European Union countries. All 115,000 was made in Poland. And we have, as I told you, we have 2,000 registered users already, and we just actually finished a 350,000 seed round, which I hope going to enable us to grow even further.
Brilliant. Thanks a lot. Big numbers. Oh, impressive. Okay. Yep, sure. What can you offer?
We took part in the Barclays, Techstars, and Nordea Banking Accelerator, where we launched successful products. Our prototype last year, we filled out all our accounts within 3 months and had live transactions. We have amazing advisors from some of the most successful fintech startups in Europe. In terms of traction, we get nearly 10 to 15 people signing up to our website every day because this is such a big problem of virtual accounts and collecting payment in Europe and having non-resident bank accounts.
Great. Very, very interesting. Thank you. You guys are going to be pretty tired by clapping if you do each round, but it's very kind of you. Okay, let's move on to the business model and the market as well.
Okay, so imagine it works like this. So we are actually, from the business side, we help small e-commerces to order small quantity orders. We grab them all together and make like a big fat batch, production batch, to our production manufacturers. So we have to understand that we're not kind of production facility. We are just an online service that connects small business owners with production with the manufacturers. So it's actually beneficial for both ends of the business, right?
Okay, cool. Thanks. So is it a complicated market for you?
Well, banking is basically the right to make money and to print money. We have different ways of monetizing our product. We make money directly on the FX on every transaction. For additional features, we charge a monthly fee, such as making payments inside Europe and shipping insurance and logistics. We also provide a solution as a white label solution to corporates where they have specific requirements for reconciliation and sort of automation.
Great. Okay, cool. Keep it concise and short. Both of you are doing like under 25 seconds, so you've been practicing. Good to hear. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the financials then as well.
So as I told you, we actually finished our first round of 350,000 which we're going to spend probably for expanding in the European Union. But what's important that you have to understand that in this business, like in the packaging business, most of the margins are like 1-2%. We generate 30 to 50% revenue on each order. It depends actually on the quantity of the volume of the order, but it's an extremely profitable business actually to be in, mostly because of the differences I was describing you in the previous round. Okay.
Great, cool. Thanks a lot. Okay, yeah, let's hear about the financial situation in the banking world. Yeah.
Okay, so to start with, we are raising a seed round right now. So if you're interested in investing, come talk to me. In terms of making money from our customers, the average customer we have, they export to Europe between 50,000 to 2 million euros a year, and we charge a fee on the FX. And on top of that, they're willing to pay a lot more for services because shipping insurance is expensive, credit protection is expensive, working capital is expensive. So that's how we plan to grow our revenue base, which is on premium products.
Great, cool. That sounds great. Okay, so it's your final chance now. You've each got 30 seconds to talk about what you think your strongest points are or how to sell it over here to our judges the best way. So when you're ready, go.
So I really believe actually that the team is something that you really strongly need to build a company. So I just wanted to spend this last 30 seconds and I wanted to ask you if you could clap for my awesome sales team that is there. Just sold 15,000 boxes just being here actually. So I just wanted to use if you could help me clap them out because they really did an awesome job. Thanks.
Okay. Great. Very, very honourable. Thank you. And congratulations to the team. Okay. And off you go. Yeah, whenever you're ready.
I'm not going to be honourable because none of my team members are here, so they can clap themselves in our office. The main... what you have to believe and what is the reality is banking infrastructure is changing like it has never changed before in the last 5 years. We still live in a world where banking systems from different continents are not connected. If you are from America, you cannot access the amazing SEPA zone. What we are doing is we are connecting different banking infrastructures so that small businesses can have the same service that they expect from their local domestic banking systems. And that is the revolution we are wanting to make. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you a lot. Thanks very much. Give it up. Okay, judges. Whenever you're ready, we've got 8 minutes again to ask our contestants any questions you would like. So, who would like to start with the first question? Has anyone got? Yeah,
I'll start.
Yes, sorry.
To me or sorry?
Yeah, we can start with.
We can start with me. Okay.
Pack help, if you like.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I would also have a question regarding B2B Pay.
Okay,
so
well, let's start with B2B
on.
Pay and then move on after that.
So you go again.
Are you from financial institution? Do you have any fintech experience?
So my background is I'm a chartered accountant and a degree in finance, and I worked for insurance companies, banking. I was a banking auditor. I also worked in mergers and acquisitions.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so your solution, what I've understood, is more for the suppliers.
Absolutely.
The language you use also were more about customers and consumers. And also you focus too much on import and export. But you could have also the same impact within the same continent where there are several currency zones also. So why do you want to focus more on import-export and cross-continent transactions?
Yep. So our focus right now is Europe because, first of all, Europe is the largest importer in the world of services. And you're right, like a lot of our customers are actually travel agencies. They're people who are education providers in Europe. They're e-commerce sellers. So you're right that it's not about import-export, but it just makes the story a little bit more real to understand the supply system, which can be quite hard for normal people to understand. So the problem gets bigger when you're from another continent. So actually we do get a lot of people from the UK wanting euro accounts, but if you're from America, you're from India, you're Brazil, you really struggle to get your money out of Europe. So that's why we sort of focus on sort of cross continents rather than between, say, like nearby countries.
I'm interested in the numbers a little bit. You have a running business already, right? So you got running traction and people using your virtual bank accounts, right?
Yep. So last year we launched a prototype with Nordea and Barclays where they give us a bunch of accounts and we fill them out. And actually now we are launching a fully scalable product. So we have now a banking partner which is giving us unlimited virtual accounts and IBANs. And now we're in the stage of building up the fuller product. and
So
launching
you're
that.
about to launch it, yeah? Not,
Yeah, but we still
but
have
you
the
had
prototype running.
Okay.
With,
was it
yeah.
like limited regionally or?
No, it was limited because this is a very heavily regulated area. So the banks were only willing to give us X amount of accounts to try out the product, and before they're willing to give us unlimited accounts, which is what we want to scale.
Okay, because I thought to do the math, you said you had like 10 to 15 registrations per day, right?
Yep, we do, and we just put
and
them
you do
on a
have
waiting
like
list.
customers that you said like import or sell like 50,000 to 2 million on average per year.
Yep, that
and
is.
you charge like a fee on kind of the usage, the monthly usage or like traction.
Yep. So that is our target group: 50,000 to 2 million from tourist operators to import export to e-commerce.
Group, right?
And what we do is we charge a 1% fee on the currency conversion.
Okay, because I'll just say you have to like really scale it up because
Yep.
it has to be like at least like don't know 3-digit numbers of millions of transactions per month to even be able to at least pay like 10 people from it or so. So it has to be a lot of traction, and I think there's high competition also regarding other technologies like blockchain and so on. But
Absolutely.
I think it's a good idea actually.
Yeah.
So
So
it's
just to answer to that, what we see is that what people really want is an account in Europe. If you're from a foreign country, it's really hard to get that. You can't open up a non-resident bank account. So that's also our focus, is not just doing FX, but also providing non-resident bank accounts, which you can charge like 30, 50, 60 euros fees on top, plus additional services. And in terms of blockchain, we do use that in certain markets for currency payments because it's a lot cheaper and faster. But it depends from market to market and the legalities of it.
One more thing. Sorry.
We've got to speed
Really
it up in a minute
interesting
to allow
thing.
the other guests.
Okay, just
the
one last
judges.
thing. To set up a virtual bank account, you need an identity, right? Okay, so you didn't solve that problem yet. That like 30% of the world doesn't have like a identity. You know what I mean?
We only sign up companies, registered companies.
Oh,
so
registered,
we're not involved with individuals at all.
Okay, sorry, I quit now.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Yep.
Yeah, so do you plan to attend your own banking license, or will you keep being dependent on the two issuer banks or one issuing bank?
Okay. So to start with, we are actually getting a payment service provider license, which is like the lowest level license. So it just at least gives our partners some comfort. And right now we're using white label solution, but obviously the idea is to slowly progress first to a payments institution license, then maybe someday to a banking license, because it just gives you a lot more freedom of what you can do and what you can't do.
Yeah, should be on the roadmap.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Cool, thanks. Okay, do we have any more questions from the judge? Any more from you? No? Okay, no. All right, we'll move it on then to the audience as well. Are there any questions from our audience? Burning questions specifically, or just general interest? No? You guys, come on. I thought you'd be a little bit more active in it. Okay, well then let's move on to Pack Help then. So questions from our judges, yeah.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't really get the model.
You didn't get the model.
Yeah,
so I will briefly describe it to you. So basically, we have a store in which you choose packaging for your e-commerce. Then you can actually choose which kind of finish line you want, which kind of materials you want your boxes to be made of. Then you actually design it all in using our web app in the interface, and just a couple clicks away, you actually finish with an order. So it takes you, like, say, 15 minutes to order the custom printed box, and in actually 14 days, we deliver it straight to your door. For instance, with normal printery, it never takes 14 days. It's always some kind of a long procedure in which, first of all, you have to understand the whole crucial aspects of designing the box, DTP issues, etc. There are a lot of technical stuff that you need to know to design like a 3D object like box. It's not such a complicated process, okay, but it's a complicated process anyway. So basically we make it all very simple and intuitive in a web app. And from the business side, actually, it works like this. So we gather small quantity orders from small business owners. We might make a little magic trick that I cannot speak of course, because this is our top secret, let's say. And then we actually put it in a one single batch that is very completely suitable for normal printery to treat as a normal order, which is like from both ends of the bargain. This is like beneficial because both parties make what they really wanted.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks.
So when I need more boxes, do I leave you for one of the normal big printing companies because it's cheaper, or do I stick with you because you also have better quality or whatever?
It actually depends. So we offer flexibility. So let's say if you want let's say 6 or 8 different types of boxes and you need 30 pieces each, actually everyone in every single box in a different design. We are here for you. We can help with that. Of course, we cannot compete normally with normal printer, with big players, with big business industry, because mostly, of course, frankly, there is no place for additional margin on a very big volume production structure. And you need, let's say, production facilities to be able to actually do like very big business volumes. But you have to remember that, of course, e-commerce is an extremely growing business, and pretty much 60% of this, like, I mean, not in the volume, but there's a 60% raise of e-commerce stores actually just in Poland. And we got it that there's a lot of small business owners that just doesn't have any way to print custom printed boxes, because the minimum sizes are the minimum volumes are, let's say, 500, 600 pieces, and with us you can actually order even 30. So we can change the box every month you would like.
How have you considered the sustainability or the environmental sustainability of the boxes?
I love the question. We actually use a vegan glue. That's actually a completely new thing. I didn't know that actually there is a vegan glue. But then our boxes are fully, we don't use any, we don't have yet certificates to prove it, but we are actually an eco-friendly company. So what we're trying to address is that if with every single packaging, type of packaging, we inform our customers how much paper we use, so they know exactly how much, let's say, bad we are doing to the environment, because if with every tree, we all weep, right? Because this is how it happens, this is paper. But still, we try to be reasonable with that, so we say to our customers exactly how much paper they are using with their boxes. And so that's why they can choose whatever they want to use, the eco line that we have, which is like eco-friendly and economically better from this standpoint, or they can use like a full color, fully printed design, which is actually something that I just distributed among you guys.
How are you acquiring your customers, and how will that maybe change if you scale?
Okay, so we were actually kind of successful in Poland mostly because we had like a we have full force in every single aspects of customer acquisition. So we were very successful in PR, marketing, and the normal cold emailing campaigns in Poland. But what we actually accomplish right now when it comes to European Union sales, we actually mostly stick to cold emailing campaigns, which really works from our standpoint, because we have an awesome model to diversify the groups of potential customers to which we send them emails and discuss them with the potential business, because it's still like the B2B sales, right? So this is just, of course, one of the elements of the whole sales structure. But of course, as we are an e-commerce company, we work a lot with marketing automation tools, which helps us to build like a stable monthly recurring revenue from existing customers. Because you have to understand that, of course, boxes are kind of like we think about us a little bit like a SaaS business, because most of our customers come back. We right now have around 30 to 35% recurring customers every single month, which makes us kind of like a monthly recurring based company. So when we acquire a customer, he usually sticks with us for a longer period of time.
Thank you. I have 2 questions. First of all, you work with bulk sales, right? So you said you take like 30 companies or 20 companies until the quantity is enough, and then you just place an order of production at some place, at some production plant, where they print all the boxes, right? Yes. So what is are there timing issues? I mean, you have to wait until you reach the full quantity, right, to be able to push like large scaled orders to your...
That's actually a very good question, because this was actually our first problem when we started our company. So what we did, we did launch, we have like a soft launch 3 months before we actually started our company. That's why we actually were generating revenue from the day one, and we start selling boxes, and we didn't actually have this problem from the day one because we already have customers in place on the day one. And from this particular moment, we didn't have a problem with batching, because what we do is that with every batch we send, the biggest the batch, the production batch is, the best our margin is. So basically, with economy of scale, however we grow, our margin is better, basically, because our batches are getting bigger, basically. So we didn't have a problem like this. We never have to wait, because we have different production times in a week. So we just gather as many boxes as we can in one batch, send them to the production facility, and just wait on final results, how it's going to end up.
Okay, thank you. One last quick question regarding competitors, because actually a friend of mine was considering kind of like a solution like that, and I was wondering, was it you that she was looking for? Because she was thinking about like individual packaging. So do you have competitors already?
I mean, we're not the only company in the world
Exactly.
that's
There are
producing
some,
packaging,
right,
of course.
that do exactly the same, right?
Not really. So, I mean, it depends from the standpoint. So, of course, there are companies that produce boxes, right? But when it comes to the whole process that we already built, like when it comes to designing the whole packaging and having the all automate, because it's really important to remember that all the process of batching is fully automated. So we did a year of work before actually launching to make our old backend infrastructure and like backend from the business point of view be very productive. That's why it helps us to scale very quickly right now. Going to the competition, we do of course have a local competition. Let's say in German market, there's a company. Oh, I'm not going to say it. Anyway, there is a company, of course, that is pretty much doing the same stuff, but we don't really still consider them as direct competitors. There are products, very similar products in the US market. So yeah, let's work.
Okay. Last question. We've got the problem with being last, so we've got to speed it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you have a successful business, and where you are right now, you can be even more successful. Why do you want to move to Berlin or Germany?
Why not? Or why I did?
Why?
I said I did move to Berlin, actually. Okay. I still live in Warsaw, but we actually came here to set up our office here in Berlin. So we're actually setting our offices right now in Berlin and London. So we came here actually to network, and I just wanted to meet all of the startup community in Berlin and just like hang out, give you my business card, maybe discuss possibilities. And yeah, that's why I came here actually. And I hope actually I'm going to move here in July because I love the city.
Cool. Yeah. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Yeah, it's a great city.
Great.
Okay, quickly, do we have any more questions from the audience before we announce our winners? Yes, over there.
So you have 6 people on your team, and what is the cap table look like for those 6 people?
Did everyone hear that?
You mean the cap table, like the equity cap table?
Yeah.
I'm not sure why you want to know that, but it actually varies, but there are no kind of, we don't have like equal equity in the stake, but we feel like we manage the company together, so it's like comes to management possibilities that we try to work it out together.
Okay, this will be our last question from the back here.
Hi, interesting business model.
Thank you.
Have you considered to further integrate into fulfillment centers so you have a more integration with?
So that's an extremely, thanks for asking that, because this is an extreme important aspect of the business we're making, because PackHelp.com and PackHelp.de and all the localized versions of our website are just basically our only channel that we have today. But we plan next quarter to open the white label program, which will basically enable every single business to open, let's say, a customized, to have an own customized box customizer within their existing e-commerce system. We already have 9 platforms from around Europe that are already signed up for our beta program that will enable in e-commerce in the next quarter. And actually, let's say like Polish DHL, called Poczta Polska, which is like the biggest postal provider in Poland, is actually already signed up for this list. So this is going to be like a huge thing for us. And considering fulfillment, of course, we already work with fulfillment solutions in Poland. We really want to work with fulfillment solutions around Europe. And actually, if there's anyone from who knows like Zen Fulfillment Company, I wrote to them a message 2 days ago. If they didn't respond, if you know someone, I would really like to meet the guy. Thanks a lot.
Okay, so come and discuss with him later. Thank you. Okay. Right. Moving on, now it's our time for the judging. Each of you on the count of 3 are going to have to raise your hands again, and then we're going to have a winner. So on the count of 3, are you ready? 1. For who? That's the question. Yeah, slipped my mind. For me, maybe no. Okay, so we will do pack help first. Okay. For the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Raise your hands. Okay, we've got 1. Yep, that's right, yeah. Raise your hands. Okay, so 2. So we have a winner, actually, from B2B Pay.
Thank
okay,
you,
thank you.
Thank you.
If you just hand them back down there.
Thank you.
Okay, oops, I keep dropping this card. Okay, so really interesting stuff. So we're going to move on to our next and final, penultimate 2 contestants, actually. 1M. Do we have Alex from 1M? Yes, thank you very much. Warm round of applause for Alex.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Uniware as well. Do we have Uniware come up? Thank you. One round of applause. Let's get this going then. 1 minute from introductions. Let's go for Uniware first.
All right.
And whenever you're ready, off you go.
Okay. Uniware is a mobile application for university students that connects them through their academic data using a scalable integration with university systems. From day one, university students feel lost and disconnected because university is complicated. Right. I mean, you have to deal with enrollment and with university bureaucracy. You have to find internships. It's a mess. The most immediate solution should be reaching out to other students. The problem is that there's no easy way to reach them out, and there's hundreds of them. Uniware is a wholesome platform that makes use of the huge and unexploited amount of data about student careers in order to connect them and in order to help them during their studies. By tracking students' performances, students' moods, students' habits, we are able to smartly connect them and to provide them with tools that can help them manage their university lives. The result is a unique product available for Android, iOS, and Windows Phone that can help them manage their university lives. Thank you.
Very spot on. Thank you. Exactly 60 seconds. Yeah, well done. Okay, 1M, off you go.
All right. We have noticed a major problem in society. People are afraid of aging and having no money once they are old. Once they stop working, people don't know what to do in their retirement. People spend a lot of money, consumer products, on a day-to-day basis. However, they don't have the money for their retirement. So we noticed a major problem in society. How can we allow people to save money for their retirement by not changing their user behavior? So what we have built is a cashback platform, which allows people to save for their retirement without changing their behavior. So that means when you are going to one of the big online shops, buying their blazer, a jacket, whatever you are doing, and we get a cashback of 10%, which is going in one of the big trusted insurances, such as AXA, Allianz, Ergo, Hanse Merkur. So people save for their retirement by not changing their user behavior.
Okay, thanks. 60 seconds as well. Spot on. All right. Let's talk a little bit about your team then behind Uniware. Off you go. 30 seconds.
Okay, the team is quite diverse from the norm. I'm the younger. I was graduated just 1 year ago. I had the idea when I was still at university because I felt the pain, and then after developing the MVP, I asked Giovanni and Federico to join me on board that are much more experienced than me. They had an international experience of more than 10 years as managers for Toshiba Europe, delivering products throughout the world. And we believe that we are a great team because we have one foot on the university environment and the other foot on the real world in order to deliver the job done.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. All clear. All right, off you go.
All right. The idea developed during my PhD at Harvard. However, after that, I was working as the managing director of a startup in which I had a team of around about 20 people. This company became profitable very soon. Now, after I left the company after 1.5 years, I was also a managing director, a board member of a bank which had roughly 800 employees in Germany. Then my partner in that business is Wolfgang Wetzel. He used to be the managing director of Nordkapital. For the ones who might know Nordkapital is a fund which has roughly 50 billion under management, of which he has been managing directly 2 billion.
Okay, I'm going to have to stop you there. 30 seconds.
Too bad.
They're the rules. All right, let's hear a little bit about the achievements you've accomplished so far.
Okay, achievements. We have more than 110,000 university students that registered into the application. They are active. Half of them are active, 30% weekly active users. Penetration rate of more than 50% in our first university. So 1 student out of 2 is using Uniware in our first university. And we did all of this with zero marketing budget because we had no money at all. We got great press coverage nationally. Apple selected us as trending app on the education category, and the Italian embassy in Germany awarded us as the Italians of the year. Thank you.
Cool, thanks. Very concise, great. And Apple on board as well. Good. Let's hear about the achievements you've accomplished.
All right. One of the things we achieved where we reached about 100 online shops, which are partners with us. We achieved partnerships with insurances, so we are able to operate as an insurance broker in Germany, at which we are getting a commission out of each insurance which we are offering. Besides that, we were able to reach in a seed round 1.5 years ago, 380K, and I'm happy to announce today that we reached a due diligence in which we have secured 1 million in funding.
Okay, yeah, bold statement. Can't mess with that. Well done as well. Very nice. Okay, let's hear a little bit about your business model then. What can you tell us about that?
Our business model relies on contextual advertisement because we leverage our deep user profiling, providing them with opportunities that range from internships to part-time jobs to discounts for parties to accommodation and to books, of course. Basically, we already tested the model, and we realized that it's working 10 times better than the competition because we have a huge amount of data, we have a highly profiled and deeply engaged user base among our customers like Accenture, and we believe that we can scale much, much more than what we are currently doing.
Okay, lovely. Thanks a lot. Okay, so how are you with scaling then? You seem pretty far.
All right. Our idea is we're getting 1% of each user's transaction per month, which is averaging at €4 per month. Our current target are 10,000 users by the end of this year, means 40K in revenues monthly. However, we're getting from the insurances at least €400 for signing up a new client, which means 4 million in liquidity, which we are getting in by the end of the year. Besides that, the market size which we are looking at in Germany are 34 million of our target group, which are users between 20 and 40 years old. So you see there's a massive opportunity just in Germany. However, it's a model which can be duplicated to any developed country in the world.
I'm going to have to stop you there. Yep, thanks a lot. Great. Okay, moving on quickly. Can you talk a little bit about your financials and your proposition as well?
Yeah, sure. I mean, the point I want to make and I want to stress is that we achieved all what we did basically with no money because we never looked for it. We never closed a round because we were just some guys closed into a garage just doing some code. Then we realized that we need money to scale. So now we are looking for our first early seed round, 500K in order to scale in Europe. We have 5 countries in Europe on our radar for the next 12 months, and we believe that this is a great opportunity for investors because in the next few months, I believe Uniware is going to be worth much, much more than now.
Okay, interesting, very interesting. Thank you. Okay, let's move on then to your 30 seconds of freestyling. So it's your final opportunity, so whenever you're ready, off you go, Alex.
All right, freestyling. So we are currently looking still to close that round of 500K. As I mentioned before, the round 1.5 million will bring us in the worst case scenario to 10,000 users. That means a massive user acquisition cost of €100 per user. However, that's not our goal. Our goal is to reduce that normally to 100,000 users. You can add a 0 to each of the previous numbers. In order to achieve that, we are developing a partnership with Hansa Merkur, which is having 9 million users, which they are bringing to us.
All right, well done. Yeah, get that in. Okay, can you tell us anything about your company which you haven't done yet?
Yeah, I mean, we built a great product. I'm super proud of that. We reached a huge penetration rate, around 40%. We believe that we can bring Uniware to every single student in the world, and we can disrupt the academic world because we want to bring a new approach to studying, that is the peer-to-peer approach. Students helping each other and working as a team and not as individuals. We have an international team with a bold vision, and we truly believe that we can get the job done.
Okay, great. Nicely put. Very good. Okay, thank you. Let's hand it over now to our judges for some questions. I'm sure they're burning with some sort of questions. Yes. Who should we start off?
Who wants to start?
Should we start off with Uniware first? Have you got questions for Uniware? Yep.
Okay, thanks for the pitch. I've got a question regarding the data. Do you only use users' data from your users, or do you also crawl LinkedIn data, for example?
Basically, we are integrated with university systems. So yes, users do not manually input the data.
Okay.
However, just to mention, to make sure that things are clear, this is on one side legal because we check it out with European law, German law, Italian laws, whatever, and it's also technically scalable. This is something that it's always asked us, and we believe that it's scalable because we already have 50 universities under our own belt, so it's scalable, yes.
Okay, and then although you don't charge them, you technically sell to universities, right?
No, absolutely not. Because we believe that dealing with universities is way too slow. We can't scale if we deal with universities. So we do not have any kind of partnership with them. I mean, right now we have, because they became interested in what we are doing, but in the early days, we were just doing our business, and they were doing their business, and that was it.
Okay, and how do you integrate the university systems then?
I can show you slides, technical slides. Basically, we have